What's so good morning. Excuse me. Just waking up. See what's going out there in the Earl world. 7:34 in the AM. And I'm not usually up at this hour. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And I can assure you I won't be doing many of these early morning streams. But here we are. A nice, friendly stream to get the day off to a good start before I have to conduct some business. So I appreciate you guys joining me on the early morning, get it, early morning journey. I will be watching hockey tonight. Big, big game for the Los Angeles Kings, where they look to take back control of the series before going back up to Edmonton. And then, if necessary, Saturday, Game 7 at the Crypto.com arena. So, it's a big week for hockey in Los Angeles. A nervous city, given what happened in Edmonton the last couple days. But that's all right. I tell you what, I'm nervous when I see 9 people in here and not a single like. Come on, man. Help a brother out. I just released a new short a few minutes ago, so check that out if you can. I appreciate it. Otherwise, not a lot going on today, which is okay. Everyone needs a day like today, where it's just nice and relaxing, do a few comedy errands, and that's it. Walk the dog a few times, and then bunker down. Well, I'm not moving yet, Bob Johnson. Welcome to the stream. I believe you are new here. So, welcome aboard the Earlverse. It's a channel that is not for everybody, to be frank. But I'm glad you are here. We talk about everything and nothing at the same time. And hopefully you enjoy it and you come back. We talk wrestling, hockey, politics, stand-up comedy. How do you get so jacked? I work out a lot, to be honest with you. For a man that is 56 years of age, I work out a lot. It's hard work. Austin, you can do better than that. Diddy jokes have been old for about a month now. You can do better than that. Push-ups are a good way to get jacked. You know, they work a lot of the major muscles of the upper body. Oh, okay. I might check that out. I mean, Gene is a fascinating guy, even if he's full of shit a lot of the time. Fuck yeah. A rare morning stream in the Earl world. I can tell you that much. I'm usually, I don't get up for another few hours, but you know, this is one of those early mornings where, you know, you just can't sleep or whatever. And, you know, you take care of business. It's all good, Tommy. It's all good. Nothing wrong with having a job. You know, my job is at night, so I understand. You're lucky. A lot of people don't have a job to go to right now. Yeah, definitely a prostitute. Maybe a massage parlor. That's pretty funny, actually, now that I think about it. I've been to a Tijuana brothel. They should do it there. Trust me on that one. I mean, yowza. The things people do in there. So, I didn't know Micro had a podcast. I mean, Gene is very charming. I've met him a few times. He's a buffoon, but he relishes the buffoonery, if that makes any sense. You know, his philosophy is, I'm in this for money and pussy. The music's probably third on my list. Yes, I am a nephew of Ethel Kennedy, also known as Ethel Skakel. She was, or is, I guess she'll never stop being someone's sister. She is my dad's sister and the last surviving member of my dad's side of the family. My dad had a sister, Pat, in Ireland, who I never met, and many brothers, I think two brothers. So there's three brothers, two sisters. George, Yes. So, Austin, it's a little too early for that kind of talk. Be cool. Be cool. Are you still awake from last night? I was watching your stream last night. No, no, I fell asleep for a few hours and just couldn't. I got up, think to take a leak, and then I just couldn't go back to sleep. So, no, I did not pull an all-nighter. To be honest with you, I'll probably go back to sleep after this stream. I'll do about a half-hour stream. It's just a baby morning stream. Before you guys go to work, whatever, you get a little bit of Earl. And then, I'm just trying to get into the algorithm. I've not quite fully cracked the algorithm, but here we are. And, hitting videos of different lengths, shorts, lives. No, actually, I'm not, Jake. I'm straight edge. I don't do narcotics. What do you think of Triple H's Hall of Fame speech? I saw a clip of Triple H talking about China. I thought that was cool. Oh, thank you, Stank. Stank Nasty. Stank Nasty, if you will. Yeah, hit the like and subscribe button, please. That always helps. It's just a lot of variables go into cracking the algorithm. And here we are, So, what up, William Covey? We're just chilling in the morning. Not going to do too many of these morning streams. But I'll do some from time to time. And, see how that works. Yeah, you got to respect Triple H's history in the business. What was he in WCW? I think he might have just gone under his name. No, Paul Levesque. But let me get my drink first. The Kings have got to be. Thank you, William. Jean Paul Levesque. What a Momo. It's going to be an interesting game. The Oilers have the momentum, so do they come out flying? Or do the Kings, they're pretty unbeatable at home. They have the best home record in the league. And it's not like they played bad the other night. I'm not making excuses at all, but, that was a game where Edmonton got all the bounces. Toward the end of the game, Fiala hits the post. If that goes in, the game's over. It's a 2-goal lead. Literally 2 inches to the right, it's a goal. If Byfield clears the puck 2 inches to the left, they probably don't get back in the zone with time. And that one goal that was a flub shot that hits Doughty's leg, goes into the net. The Kings had that in the first game when that Deneau shot, he whiffed on the shot and it fluttered in. If Deneau gets all of that shot, he probably hits Fogle in the ass. So, just one of those games. You got to move on. It's 2-2. They have 2 out of the 3 final games at home. They should win. On paper, they should win this series in 7. Really, I could make the argument that the Kings should have been, the series should be over. They were up late in game 3. They were up late in game 4. I mean, was that a penalty in overtime? I don't know. I mean, it looked a little chintzy to call in the playoffs, overtime in the playoffs, but, they got the call. Um, how do I get a voice? How do you get a voice like mine? It's genetics. EA Sports. It's in the game. Um, yes, R.I.P. Uncle Ted. 100%. 100%. You just don't wake up in the morning with a voice like this. But thank you. Oh, we have a message under review. I have no mods right now, so Mary, all right, I'll show this one. Mary, fuck, murder, Moby, Boy George, or Iron Sheik. Gee, that's I gotta pass on that one. I am drinking just a protein drink, Isopure. Basically doing a double shot. I had this already. It's empty. And no, you will not get a voice like mine. It's genetics. My mother was from Cartersville, Georgia, which is deep south. My father was from Chicago, Illinois, so I have a twinge of a Midwest and Southern accent. It's a combo. And the older I get, the deeper it gets, especially in the morning. So when I do have a voiceover audition, I try to wake up in the morning because it's really froggy and, Darth Vader-like, if you will. I do say a lot. Sorry. Well, technically I did get my mother's voice. Yes, Samuel. Well, I mean, my mom had a very thick Southern accent, so thick that um, when people would call the house and she would answer, they thought she was black. So, I mean, I do have good genetics. I'm big boned. I'm not muscular, but I'm big boned. So I appear bigger than I actually am. Broad shoulders, big legs. As a matter of fact, my nickname in the late 80s and early 90s when I was more muscular back then was Baby Platts, after bodybuilder Tom Platts, who was also known as Quadzilla, because I had, big thighs. Certainly not in the Tom Platts range, but, yes, Big Beef Earl. That is I. I. That's me. Maybe that could be my wrestling name, Big Beef. I'm trying to get in to AEW as a wrestling manager. They need a man of my talents. Duke of Earl, Duke of Earl, Duke of Earl. That's the only words I know. Good morning, Richard Swanson. Dick Swanson in the house. How many times have you been called Dick Swanson? Reminds me of the drummer from Poison. His name is Richard Ream. Dick Ream for short. He heard that a few times. I'm not sure what that means. RR. Sniffing a rail off cam. Why would you do that to your son? If your last name is Ream and you name him Richard and Richard is long form for Dick. Like, come on, man. The shit that guy must have taken in high school until he got into poison and could bang any woman he wanted. And then he got the last laugh. No, I hate to be boring. This is just a straight up protein shake. Not even a protein shake, protein drink, I guess you'd call it. Um, yes, Dick with ears. CC DeVille. I think his real name is Bruce. Um, I don't have a producer, else I'd yell at them to look up CC DeVille's real name. But I met CC DeVille. He's quite funny. I met him at Mel's Diner one night. He sat down at the booth next to me. I looked, oh, it's CC DeVille. He's very, hold on, damn it, man, I'm getting an offer to go to the King game. Damn it, I gotta make a decision tonight. All right, I gotta call this. Damn, man. I'm being offered one ticket to the Kings game. Interesting. Very interesting. What's the mod recruitment process? Well, I don't really have a need for a fifth mod right now. But thank you. Does the salary include snacks or just unpaid stress, baby? My mods are the great William Zoom, Kip Smith, Flat Cat, Jessica, and Gina Babina. What up, geese? No, I don't just mod someone I don't know. It's too much of a risk. But I'll keep you. Who would be a jerk chatter here? It's uncalled for. Well, I mean, you get the trolls every now and then, to be honest with you. But not too many trolls. The trolls have kind of died down in my stream. I think it's because they know that they are not very successful with me. Yes, I do have 12 viewers. There's no need to rub it in. That's okay. I'll take 12 viewers. You guys are all friends. I don't really, Rumor Run has not said anything that bad. Well, you probably don't. Yes, it is breakfast. Because I'll probably go back to sleep. Yeah, but the trolls aren't very funny. You know, it's the same thing. You look old, you're not funny, blah, blah, blah. It's not very creative. Yes, I have always lived in Los Angeles. And I love it in Los Angeles. So, I would not want to live anywhere else. I mean, New York is probably the better comedy city. But I just don't want to live in New York. I'm not going to, at my age of 56, move to another city and basically start from scratch. I don't think so. But, I'll go to New York to perform, but I would never live there. I mean, I find most trolls are just jealous. They're upset that I'm doing something that I like doing. Yeah, I wish there was more people in here, obviously, but there aren't. I mean, these streams for me aren't about making money. If they were, I would have quit a year ago. but it's more of a reward for the people who've been good to me and watch all my videos and retweet them and whatnot. It's like we're at a bar and we're just talking. So that's how I look at the streams. I mean, I knew when I came in this early in the morning, there weren't going to be 1,000 people in my stream, and that's fine. No, I did not see the video. What did Hulk Hogan do now, brother? Did he do something stupid? Or did he say something stupid? Yeah, I keep it real. You got to give me that. You might not think I'm funny or whatever, but um, I do keep it real. Oh, they're starting a wrestling company. I mean, I don't know if that's gonna. I mean, AEW's struggling. Yeah, I did watch a rumor run. I did watch that. It was not. It was not good. Um, I mean, I think a wrestling company. I mean, all the wrestlers are signed. I mean, there's really no hot free agents. You know, they're either in WWE or AEW or TNA. So who are you gonna have wrestling? So I don't know about that. Well, you might say I'm a stupid tuber. I just have fun in here. Like I'm happy in my life. So no one's gonna make me sad trolling me. They can try, and I let them try. I've never had a troller get the best of me. So yeah, Knobs. I mean, I saw Knobs at the Ric Flair roast. He wasn't in great shape back then. That was the one joke I wish I told at the Flair roast. I was gonna go, where is Brian Knobs? Hey, give it up for Knobs. Doesn't he look great? He can finally say he has a body better than Lex Luger. That really would have, I think, gotten the crowd on my side. Um, so I've never shot the white horse with Uncle Rob Jr. I couldn't even get on my uncle's comedy show. That is LA comedy in a nutshell. Like I'm his cousin, and I still couldn't get on his comedy show. Is Brock Lesnar the greatest of all time? Not really. I mean, he's not Ric Flair. He might be the greatest athlete of all time. I mean, legitimate wrestler. Someone his size with his speed, his athletic ability. But I don't think you can say. I mean, it is phony wrestling. So, you know, I would say that, be that as it may, that probably the two greatest, are Ric Flair and the most famous. Wrestling's a tough one to do like a Mount Rushmore because it's like, are you going like the most legitimate wrestlers? You'd have to probably say, um, Lesnar. Um, I mean, Bobby Lashley was a legitimate D1 wrestler. Um, I mean, those two probably stand out the most in terms of actual wrestling. Then you have a guy like Lance Storm, who was a technical assassin, really. Um, I mean, Ken Patera was a strong guy, Ken Patera. Then there's that Mount Rushmore of porn. I mean, let's get to one. Let's get through one thing. I mean, the strongest wrestlers probably Mark Henry, Ken Patera, Bill Kazmaier. Even though I don't know, you would say Kazmaier was a wrestler. And then you get like the most well-known wrestlers, probably Hulk Hogan, The Rock, Stone Cold. Sting, got to be in the consideration. The Undertaker, Don Morocco. He was a good heel. But then my personal favorites are like Ultimate Warrior, Rick Rude. Um, you know, that kind of. Um, yeah, I mean Brian Pillman was great. Brian Pillman's probably in the Mount Rushmore of what ifs. What if their life would have been a little bit better? Um, so, I'm trying to think of what, Scott Hall, if he was like a little more together personally. I mean, the heights that he could have scaled. I mean, the heights that he did scale was impressive, but if he, didn't quite party as much. Mr. Perfect was a great wrestler. Um, yeah, I mean, Shawn Michaels, definitely one of the greats. Yeah, I mean, the Ultimate Warrior was. I'm not saying he was the greatest wrestler of all time, but everyone talks how bad he was as a wrestler, but um, you know, we still talk about him. I mean, like someone just said Don Morocco. I think rumor run. Who talks about Don Morocco? Nobody. Um, who talks about, you know, a lot of wrestlers, 20, 30 years after they're gone or stopped wrestling? Very few. Like the Ultimate Warrior, he was controversial. Sid Vicious is another one of my favorites. He's probably in my what if, um, for different reasons than Brian Pillman, but like, what if Sid took wrestling just a little more seriously? He was in it like Warrior for the money, and he just looked amazing. Like Sid Vicious had that look. It's perfect look for a mid '80s, early '90s heel. Um, but his heart, I don't think, was in the business. Um, so, I mean, I don't know. I like wrestling. It's a good. I like wrestling because it's a good, just distraction from the stressful business that I'm in. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. I don't know if I would say he's on many Mount Rushmores, but certainly a solid character. I mean, there's a lot of interesting Mount Rushmores you could do with wrestling. You could do the greatest jobbers of all time. You got to put Iron Mike Sharp up there. The greatest heels, the greatest faces, the greatest tag teams, greatest managers. Um, so yeah, I mean, I don't think I take wrestling too seriously. And then you get into the modern day wrestlers, Doink the Clown, get the fuck out of here. This generation of wrestlers, you got to look at, Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega, um, Wardlow was a great wrestler for a guy his size. Um, Repo Man was certainly a solid character. Um, who else? I mean, Powerhouse Hobbs is very good for his size. The Young Bucks are a very acrobatic tag team. Um, yeah, I mean, that's crazy. That Piper, I mean, you know how hard a fucking coconut is? Yeah, I love Ravishing Rick Rude. Um, yeah, Danhausen, he's so big on the convention circuit that he doesn't even have to wrestle 100% crew on that one. That's how big Danhausen is that he can just do autograph signings and not put his body through hell. Um, I've met him. I paid for his a T-shirt and an autograph picture. He was great, very nice guy. He's very nice to all the fans. Didn't just rush people in and out. Yeah, I mean, if you go old school before like the Hulk Hogan era, Bruno Sammartino, Bob Backlund, Big Cat Ernie Ladd. Yeah, I mean, Big Boss, man. Akeem was a great big man. He didn't get the credit. before he was Akeem, he was one man gang. Adrian Adonis before he got really fat. Um, was very good. I don't think he was ever the same when he got into a fight, I believe, with Danny Spivey, and Spivey beat the shit out of him. Spivey's a guy you don't really think of as an all-time great, but uh, definitely an all-time tough guy, along with like Haku and um, several others. I mean, the Iron Sheik was great, a great heel, perfect heel for that era. Nikita Koloff, great big man. Uh, you know, you could do a Mount Rushmore of non WWE wrestlers. I would definitely put Nikita Koloff in there. Dusty Rhodes, Magnum TA, Ric Flair. Ric Flair was basically the Southern Hulk Hogan. Hercules Hernandez, he was kind of a Ultimate Warrior. He wasn't the greatest wrestler. He wasn't great on the mic. I mean, the Warrior was great on the mic for all the wrong reasons, but we still talk about his promos. So he's an interesting, perfect guy for that mid '80s wrestling. Yeah, the Wild Samoans. They were a great tag team. Yeah, definitely. I don't think Benoit is going to make many Mount Rushmores. Given where was the kid's tag team partner? I've always wondered that. Hey, it's a quick wrestling joke. Um, I mean, Benoit was a great wrestler. That's for sure. Man, someone showed. I guess I forget the match. It was Chris Benoit's last match. I mean, literally days before he did what he did. And no, I don't think Kevin Sullivan did black magic. This isn't the Alex Jones Wrestling Hour. And you could see how dead inside Benoit was. You know, it was tough to watch. I mean, he wasn't great on the mic, but amazing on the wrestling. He was good in the Four Horsemen, I thought. Because he didn't have to talk a lot. So, um, he was perfect in the Four Horsemen because he could be like the Tully Blanchard, where he didn't have to talk a lot. You had Flair, you had Mongo McMichael. He could talk a little bit. Rest in peace. Um, Geese, what happened? Well, what happened is, in game four, they, the bounces went Edmonton's way. I said it, I think he just came on board, but, Fiala hits the post with a minute or two left. That's literally 2 inches to the right. It's the game's over. Byfield 2 inches to the left, he clears the puck. One of the goals was a flub shot, hits Doughty in the leg, barely gets by Kemper. And they got the call in overtime. I mean, I don't know if I would have called that trip in overtime. Seemed like it was just two dudes getting tangled up, and Gavrikov and McDavid. So, in game three, they were up 4-3 late in the game, and they went into this defensive shell. You can't go into a defensive shell against Edmonton. The Kings have been most successful when they charge the Oilers. And it's tough because, that means you're going to give McDavid the flow of a speed game. And, man, I don't know. But, the Edmonton's defense sucks. I mean, Bouchard's good. He's got the shot, but that's about it. He's pretty brutal defensively. Nurse is not good. The other defenders are a little rough, to be honest with you. Number 66, greatest of all time. I mean, it's hard to argue Gretzky wasn't the best. It's just the sheer numbers he put up is really staggering. You could take away all of his goals, all 894 goals, and he'd still be the all-time leading scorer on the assist alone. Um, So, now it would be very interesting to see in Lemieux's formative years with Pittsburgh how he would have done with the supporting cast that Gretzky had. I mean, people kind of forget how good those Edmonton Oiler teams were. Look at who was on those Oiler teams. You had Gretzky, arguably the greatest player of all time. You had Mark Messier, as arguably the greatest all-around player of all time in terms of speed, offensive skill, defensive skill, intimidation. You had Yari Curry, arguably one of the greatest right wingers of all time. You had Glenn Anderson. I'm not going to say he's one of the greatest left wingers of all time, but he was pretty good. You had Paul Coffey, who's probably really second only to Bobby Orr in terms of offensive defenseman. You had Grant Fuhrer, the greatest money goalie of all time. So, that's quite a team that was surrounded. It was kind of almost like the 70s Steelers, where that 80s Oilers team probably has 4 to 5 Hall of Famers on it out of 18 skaters. Lemieux did not have that in Pittsburgh. He was playing with like Warren Young, who was a career minor leaguer, Rob Brown, career minor leaguer, and these two started scoring 30, 40 goals like they've never before. Jay Caulfield, I think he learned to skate at 15. Like even Dave Semenko was a decent player. So, yeah, Mike Bossy, one of the greatest, if not. I mean, I guess you'd have to say Ovechkin's the greatest goal scorer of all time, but Bossy, it's impressive the numbers he put up given that he had a bad back. So, I mean, hockey is probably the worst sport in the world to have a bad back in because of the twisting and turning of shooting a puck. It's just not good. Yeah, I mean, Marcel Dion was a great player. I mean, he was like Gretzky before Gretzky. But, because he played in LA, he didn't get a lot of publicity. But, he put up some, what did he have? Over 700 goals. And, I'll guess he had like 13 or 1,400 points. I mean, there's not many players put up the numbers Dion had. And the Kings had one of the greatest lines of all time, the Triple Crown line with Dion, Charlie Simmer, and Dave Taylor. But, because they played in L.A., if that line played in Toronto, that they'd probably be hailed as the greatest line of all time. I mean, it was really a perfect line. You had the slick center and Dion. You had Simmer, who might be the greatest garbage goal guy ever. And then you had Dave Taylor, one of the great cornermen of all time, along with John Tonto Tonelli. Yes, the Kings play Edmonton tonight. So, going to be, it's going to be a tight game, that's for sure. We'll see. I mean, the Kings at home are a different team. You get the last line change, and so that's key with McDavid. I mean, you're not going to stop McDavid. You're just not. You got to hope you can maintain him. So, and then I think Toronto and Ottawa play as well. So, going to be a very fun night at crypto.com. And, we'll see what happens, It's the playoffs, I mean, there's going to be a lot of good teams eliminated in the first round. I mean, Dallas or Colorado, one of them's not going to play in the second round. Florida and Tampa, one of them's not going to play in the second round. Minnesota and Vegas, two very good teams. Kings and Edmonton, two very good teams. So, that's the unfortunate thing is a lot of good teams. But, that's what makes it great. I mean, we're only in the first round, man, and it's been warfare. I mean, the Winnipeg St. Louis series the hits that have been in that series have been mind blowing. Um, Earl, who wins 100? Wait, Drunken Donuts. Uh, Earl, who wins 100 men versus one gorilla? I mean, I don't know. I mean, in a fight, like a battle royale. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's a tough one. If they all attack the gorilla at the same time, but it'd be pretty hard to hurt a gorilla. I mean, you punch a gorilla as hard as you can in the face, it's not going to really hurt them. I'd go with the gorilla, to be honest with you. So, yeah. All right, guys, we'll go a few more minutes, and then I'm not going to lie, I'm going to go back to bed. See, I got some big arms. Well, the problem, Chris Storin, is that I think the Kings have the better team, but the Oilers have the two best players in the world, and McDavid and Draisaitl. So it's just, I think the Kings have the better. I mean, Kemper was unbelievable. 15 shots in overtime, and all of them high quality. It's not like they were dump-ins from the center line. So, you know, it, I'll always go. I think the Kings have the better defense and the better goaltending. And 9 times out of 10, I'll go with that. But, with McDavid and Draisaitl, you give them a power play, man, it's as good as in the net. And, Kuzmenko he hasn't played great the last 2 games, and he's the straw that stirs the drink on the Kings offense, because he's so slick. But, we'll see what happens. I mean, it's anyone's series. It's 2 out of 3. Kings have 2 out of the 3 at home. They are the best home record in the league. But you got to play the game. So, I mean, I think the Kings will win in 7. But, if Edmonton wins tonight, I don't know how the Kings win in Edmonton. I mean, it's a great, great hockey town. Um, but, the Oiler goaltenders have not been great. So I think the Kings, they haven't played their best game yet. I don't know what they were doing in game 3 when they went into a defensive shell. Because I've noticed that the Oilers, they're not playing good when the Kings come at them. But when they sit back, the Oilers take over. And if I can see that, the Oilers can see it. Well, I mean, Kemper's played much better than both Oiler goalies, but because the Oiler goalies haven't really seen like rapid fire, high danger shots, and they're still letting goals in. Kemper has seen Draisaitl shooting point blank, McDavid coming in off the wing shooting basically point blank, Hyman with some good opportunities, Corey Perry with some good opportunities. I mean, Corey Perry is like, what is he, 40, and he's playing great. So we'll see. I mean, it's a great series. The teams don't like each other. The fan bases don't like each other. But I don't even know if I would call it a rivalry yet, because for it to be truly a rivalry, the Kings have to win. Edmonton's beat them 3 straight series, so it's really not a rivalry. And as a Kings fan, it hurts to say that, but I don't know what else to say. Yeah, I mean, it's just a great series because the hatred. I mean, Winnipeg St. Louis is a great series. I mean, the hits in that series have been unbelievable. I mean, just guys hammering each other. Florida and Tampa, there's genuine dislike there. Um, I mean, that series has been cheap shot after cheap shot. Um, so, we'll see. In Vegas and Minnesota's been a good physical series. So, and this is just the first round, man. So, all right, you kids. We're going to end the stream right now so Earl can go back to Betty Bye. But I do appreciate you guys. If you're in Las Vegas, check out my man Chris Storin, one of the great comics there. And I'll probably be at the Comedy Store this Saturday night in the usual 12:15 spot. I will be attending GCW Wrestling, thank you very much, Saturday before the Comedy Store. The cool thing about GCW Wrestling is you get to see these guys who end up going to other promotions, like Speedball Mike Bailey. I saw him in GCW first. Blake Christian I saw in ECW or GCW first. So it's kind of neat to see them at the Ukrainian Cultural Center, and then a couple weeks or a couple months later, you see them in AEW or WWE. And who's the new girl in AEW? She's like the Glamazon. Megan Bain. I saw her in GCW. So it's pretty neat to see these people in a smaller venue, and then, they blow up. What up, Michael? I'm just about to end the stream, but thank you for tuning in. And for those of you new to the stream, please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps me break the algorithm. And that's what YouTube's all about. I just put out a new short this morning, so check that out after you leave here. And dang, I'm off to community service. Anyway, well, I don't know what you did to get community service, but I'm glad you're having a good day so far. Earl Skakel, over and out.